Lewis Hamilton is once again in the middle of the Formula One spotlight, but this time it's not because of a thrilling overtake or a hard-fought podium finish. It's because a surprising and serious comment has been made by someone from within the FIA. Derek Warwick, a former driver and now an FIA steward, has openly said something that caught the entire paddock off guard. He said that he suspects Lewis Hamilton is already thinking of retiring. This wasn't just a vague hint or a random comment. It was a calm, clear and honest statement that has started to echo across the world of motorsport. This comes at a time when Hamilton is already struggling more than anyone expected. He left Mercedes, the team where he won 6 of his 7 world championships, and moved to Ferrari. The goal was simple: win an 8th world title, make history, and end his career on a high. But so far, things have not gone according to plan. The Ferrari car is not working well for him, and he's facing challenge after challenge. It's not just about pace or race results, it's about a deeper issue that may be rooted in how the car is built and how it feels to drive. Warwick went further in his comments, saying that he doesn't understand why Hamilton can't get comfortable in the Ferrari. He described it as an enigma, which is a word used when something just doesn't make sense. For a 7-time world champion to be unable to find performance in a car that his teammate Charles Leclerc is already mastering, something clearly isn't right. Warwick even suggested that the issue might be with the steering wheel setup. That may sound like a small detail, but in modern Formula One, the steering wheel is one of the most complex and critical parts of the car. If a driver can't get comfortable with it, it can affect everything else. This is where the situation becomes more serious. Warwick ended his thoughts by repeating his belief. If things continue the way they are, he suspects Hamilton is already considering retirement. This isn't just idle talk. Warwick has been around the sport for decades. He's seen many careers rise and fall. When someone like him makes a statement like this, people listen. Hamilton himself has spoken about retirement before. Earlier in the season, he laughed off the idea, saying that retirement was nowhere on his radar, and even joked that he could be racing until he's 50. That statement, made with confidence, now feels like a distant memory. Because what we're seeing now is a different Hamilton, one who looks frustrated, one who's not able to connect with the car, one who is being outperformed by his teammate, and one who is being criticized by the media. Charles Leclerc, Hamilton's teammate at Ferrari, has already shown that he can drive the SF25 with confidence. He's getting good results, scoring podiums, and giving the team hope. But with every strong performance from Leclerc, the pressure on Hamilton grows. People start asking why Leclerc can adapt so quickly, while Hamilton, one of the greatest of all time, is still struggling. This comparison is painful not just for fans, but also for Hamilton himself. Nobody wants to be seen as the weaker driver in a team, especially someone who's used to being number one. The Italian media has not been kind to Hamilton either. They've called him a dull star, criticized his performances, and questioned his decision to move to Ferrari. Some have even compared this difficult phase to the darker days of Ferrari's past, like the years when Michael Schumacher first joined the team and struggled to bring it to the top. But Schumacher eventually turned it around and created a legendary era at Ferrari. The question now is, can Hamilton do the same, or will this chapter end with disappointment? Radio messages from Hamilton during races are also showing signs of growing frustration. His tone has changed. What used to be calm and measured feedback has become sharp and impatient. This kind of pressure, coming from within the team, from the media, from fans, and even from inside the driver's own mind, can take a toll. Even someone as experienced and talented as Hamilton is not immune to the psychological effects of constant criticism and poor performance. There's also the question of legacy. Hamilton has already achieved more than most drivers could ever dream of. He's tied with Michael Schumacher for the most world titles. He's broken records for wins, poles, and podiums. He's known around the world, not just as a driver but as a public figure. So why keep going if the joy is fading and the results aren't there? For many athletes, the moment to step away comes not with a crash or a failure, but with a quiet realization that the fire isn't burning as strongly as it used to. Warwick's comments may have been based on private conversations or things he's observed behind the scenes. Maybe he's seen signals from Hamilton, or heard things from others within the paddock. We don't know for sure. But what we do know is that his words have opened up a serious discussion. If Hamilton retires mid-season, or even at the end of this year, it would be one of the biggest stories in F1 history. Ferrari would have to deal with the fallout of losing a superstar signing without getting the success they were hoping for. Fans would be left wondering what could have been, and the sport itself would have to prepare for life without one of its biggest names. At the same time, there's still hope. The season is not over yet. Ferrari could still make changes to the car. They could fix the steering issue. They could adjust the setup to better match Hamilton's driving style. If that happens, we might see a turnaround. We might see the old Hamilton again, the one who fights from the back, the one who surprises everyone, the one who turns pressure into power. A comeback story is always possible, especially with a driver like Hamilton. But these things don't happen overnight. They require patience, teamwork, and a little bit of luck. Hamilton has shown before that he can bounce back from tough times. The question is whether he still wants to fight that battle, whether he believes that the team can give him what he needs, whether he sees a path to that 8th title, or whether he's starting to accept that it may not happen. Recent posts from Hamilton on social media have also added to the speculation. He's shared photos of empty garages, quiet moments away from the track, and thoughtful captions that suggest he's doing a lot of thinking. These may be signs that he's reflecting on his career, preparing for what comes next. Whether that means moving into media, mentoring younger drivers, or even starting a team of his own, we don't know. But it's clear that something is shifting. At this point, neither Hamilton nor Ferrari has made any official statements about retirement. But silence can speak loudly. And Warwick's comments have filled that silence with questions. What is Hamilton thinking? Is he quietly planning his exit? Or is he just going through a rough patch waiting for the right moment to rise again? The impact of a possible retirement would go far beyond Ferrari. It would shake the entire sport. Teams would change their future plans. Drivers would see opportunities open up. Sponsors would reconsider their strategies. And fans would have to adjust to a Formula One world without Hamilton on the grid. It's similar to when other great athletes decided to step away. When Michael Jordan retired from basketball the first time, the world stopped and took notice. When Tiger Woods stepped away from golf during his struggles, people wondered if we had seen the last of him. These moments are more than just sports news. They become cultural milestones. If Hamilton chooses to retire, he will leave behind a legacy that is already secure. But the ending of that legacy will matter. Will it be a dramatic exit after one last win, or a quiet goodbye after a tough season? That's the question everyone is asking now. There's still a chance for a great ending. If Ferrari can find the right formula and give Hamilton a car he can trust, he might stay longer. He might get that one last shot at glory. He might write a final chapter that adds to his legend instead of dimming it. But if things don't improve, if the frustration grows and if the belief fades, we may be seeing the last few races of Lewis Hamilton's career. Only time will tell. But one thing is clear, Derek Warwick's words have changed the conversation. Retirement is no longer just a rumor, it's a real possibility. And everyone in the sport is watching closely to see what happens next. Fans will continue to support him, hoping for a turnaround. Ferrari will keep working to improve the car, and Hamilton himself will keep driving, at least for now. But behind every lap, every interview and every post, the question will remain, is this the beginning of the end? In the world of Formula One, stories change quickly. A single race can shift momentum. A small upgrade can unlock performance. A cheesy win can restore confidence. So there's still time for Hamilton to change the story.